In the name of Allah, the Rahman, the Rahim, who taught man by means of the pen. Dear students and viewers, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome you all in today's lecture. Topic for today's lecture discussion is foregrounding in stylistics. We have defined that what is stylistics in our previous video. So, in today's video, we will be learning that what is foregrounding, what are the benefits and advantages of foregrounding, or what are the effects of foregrounding in stylistics as well as in language and literature. So, dear students, the term foregrounding refers to specific linguistic devices, that is deviation and parallelism. So, foregrounding is like a deviation and parallelism that are used in literary texts in a functional and condensed way. Yes. So, like foregrounding basically means deviations and parallelism. These are the two devices or tools through which we can bring foregrounding in literary text. These devices like foregrounding, deviation and parallelism are the two devices. These devices enhance the meaning potential of the text while also providing the reader with the possibility of aesthetic experience. Yes, so these devices like enhance the reader's attention, their interest, their understanding level, their comprehension level, their aesthetic pleasure. So these devices give them mean for interest for the readers. According to the theory of foregrounding, literature, by implying unusual forms of language, breaks up the reader's routine behavior. Yes, so according to the theory of foregrounding, when we are using unusual forms of language, so these brings the reader's routine behavior. Yes, these break stop the reader's routine behavior, the mundane talk, like something interesting, something unusual comes in literature. So that's why readers, they are taking interest in reading piece of literature. Commonplace views and perspectives are replaced by new and surprising insights and sensations. Yes, like newness. Human beings, we also want newness, novelty, something new we want. We want something unusual, okay? So that's why it's very important to use foregrounding techniques or to apply foregrounding techniques on language and literature in order to appreciate and analyze, okay? Foregrounding may refer to specific devices as produced by author located in the text itself. It also implied to indicate the specific poetic effect on the reader. Furthermore, it may be used as any analytic category in order to evaluate literary texts or to situate them historically or to explain the importance and cultural significance of the text. So, we are using this foregrounding technique for the evaluation of the text, literary text. Like we can say that this text is the best category text. So we can measure, we can evaluate texts on the basis of foregrounding techniques. Finally, it is also implied in order to differentiate literature from other varieties of language use. Like we are using language everywhere in everyday life, in daily life, in routine life, we are using language. But there are differences between the usage of language in literary texts and in routine life. So one of the functions of foregrounding is to differentiate between to differentiate the language of literature from other varieties of language usage. such as everyday conversation or scientific reports. So, in literature language, we are having aesthetic pleasure, we are having like unusual things which attracts readers' attention, okay, which develops readers, students, users, their interest in reading, so then they can appreciate. So the term foregrounding is very wide in nature and meanings, okay. It covers many things, many concepts are there, but basically foregrounding means that that is not like background. Foregrounding is the opposite of background, okay. When we want to give focus to something, then we can we can bring that thing to front, okay, through the foregrounding technique. So that's why writers, they are using foregrounding technique for the sake of understanding, for the sake of focus, okay, or when they want to give extra importance to something, then they use foregrounding. So foregrounding basically means deviations, something new, changes, or unusual things, okay, in unusual way, like poets, they are using foregrounding technique for the poetic effects on the readers, for the beautification of language, for the clarification of language. They are like sometimes they are breaking the rules of grammar to bring like poetic effects in their writing. So they are using foregrounding or deviations or parallelism, okay, for the sake of appreciation, for the sake of beauty. They can bring like the language of poetry is called like in best order, when best words are used in best order. So this order comes through foregrounding or deviation and parallelism. When there is something unusual, not routine life thing, not mundane things, okay, so then readers, they are taking interest in reading. So through foregrounding technique, we can develop readers interest in reading, we can give them some pleasure, aesthetic pleasure, aesthetic experience, some novelty, some newness will be provided to the readers. So that's why foregrounding techniques is very important in order to bring something into the front, okay. Thanks for watching, dear students. It's the first part of this lecture. I'll provide the second part. Wait for that one as well. Assalamu alaikum.